Hello everyone, myself Navneet Kumar Singh and I am teaching you heat and mass transfer for your GATE examination. So let us see a beautiful question on heat exchangers, that is silent tube type. So generally we have the problem of area in industries. So let us design that question, or let us see this question in that way so that you can design a heat exchanger for anywhere, any industry, my dear students. And also he will be using the different concepts. So let us see the question I am studying now. So the question will be, let us see. The question is, that is your a heat exchanger with one shell, one pass and two tubes passes is used to heat water flowing in tubes at rate of 10 kg per second, my dear students. So that is one shell and two tube pass heat exchanger. One shell you have seen, I think I have told you about this. So this is your one shell and that is your two tube passes. Okay, like this there is some heat exchanger. Okay, now and water is flowing inside what? Tubes at the rate of 10 kg per second from 30 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. Okay, with steam condensing over tubes. So maybe there is a steam which is condensing over the tubes. Steam is condensing like this, my dear students, something like this happening. So there will be some heat transfer. Okay, right, with steam condensing over tubes at 160 degrees Celsius. If the overall heat transfer coefficient based on the outside area, so he have given the U naught, my dear students, U naught, outside area has a value of 2000 watt per meter square Kelvin. Determine the mass of the steam condensed. First of all, he is asking about the mass of steam condensed. Second, he is asking the area required. If 20 tubes of 25 millimeter diameter, outer diameter, he have given the outer diameter as U naught is given, he have given U D naught are used. Also determine the length required. So he is asking about the length of the tube, my dear students. He is asking about the length of the tube also. Okay, so we have to design the heat exchanger and we have to calculate the length of the tube so that there can be maximum heat transfer. Let us see this question. Let us see. So my dear students, if I will take the first case, which is your parallel flow heat exchanger, what will be there? Let us see. Now there will be some parallel flow case. Let us say if I am considering the parallel flow case, so what will happen? Let us see. So if you consider the parallel flow case, my dear students, this is temperature on this axis and length of heat exchanger in at this axis. So the hot fluid is steam, my dear students. The hot fluid is steam. So the as it is undergoing phase change, as steam is undergoing phase change, so what will happen? This is your phase change heat exchanger, kind of heat exchanger, and steam is condensing from TH1, that is 160 degrees Celsius, to TH2, that is 160 degrees Celsius. Very good. Now, and hot water is flowing inside the tubes, my dear students. Cold water is flowing inside the tubes. So let us take it. So the cold water is flowing from TC1, which is 40 or 30 degrees Celsius, my dear students, to 45 degrees Celsius. Yes, TC2 is given to be 45 degrees Celsius. Parallel flow case, all the things will be same, so no problem. You can also take the counter flow case in this case. So if you will talk about this is some kind of question like this they have given. Okay, now let us solve it. First of all, we can say this is a phase change heat exchanger. Phase change heat exchanger, my dear students, where steam is condensing. Steam is condensing, my dear students. So can I calculate the mass of the steam? Yes. What will be the mass of the steam? That will be, we can say that heat lost by hot fluid is equal to heat gained by cold fluid. Okay, that is your water, my dear students. So what will be the heat lost by hot fluid? This will be nothing but, as it is undergoing a phase change, so this will be mH into HFG, that is latent heat of evaporation at 160 degrees Celsius. We have given is equal to m dot c cc into tc2 minus tc1, my dear students. Tc2 minus tc1, yes or no? Now let us see. So we know the mass flow rate of the steam, sorry, or the water, that is 10 kg per second, and that is 30 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. So let us take. So m dot c is given to be 10 kg per second multiplied by cc for water will we can take 4.18 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, my dear students, multiplied by Tc2 minus Tc1, 45 minus 15, that is 30, my dear students, 45 minus 30. So this will become equal to, so h of g we have given already. So we can calculate now m dot h. So m dot h, that is your first case I am solving, and h of g is how much? So let us take it downward. So this will be 10 into 4. Let me calculate this first. So this is coming to be like how much? 10 into 4.18 multiplied by 15. Very good. 627. That is 627 kilowatt. As second is a kilojoule per second. Or let us take it kilojoule. 627 kilojoule per second. Okay, kilojoule per second, my dear students. Divided by what is m dot h? So he have given it to be like 2075 kilojoule per kg. So kg per second will left. So this will be divided by 2075, my dear students. So the mass of the steam condensing is equal to 0.302 kg per second. So this is nothing but your what? Mass of steam condensing. Mass of steam condensing, my dear students. Condensing. So now the heat transfer is given by, or we can also take for the further use that Q is coming to be 627 kilowatt. 627 kilowatt. So now let us move on to the second question, which is he is asking about the area. Okay, area required. He is also asking about the area required. Let us see. So what will be the area required, my dear students? Let us see the second question, which is your is asking about the area required. Area required for total heat transfer. So we know that overall heat transfer coefficient he has given. So total heat transfer will be given by Q total is equal to U area required, that is U naught A naught into delta Tm, which is nothing but LMTD, So now log mean temperature difference have come into the rule. Now let us see what will be the LMTD. So can we calculate the LMTD now? So LMTD will become equal to how much? This is given by delta T2 minus delta T1 divided by ln of delta T2 by delta T1. Very good. Now what is delta T1, my dear students? Can we calculate? That is TH1 minus TC1. This is nothing but 160 minus 30. This will become equal to 130 degrees Celsius, my dear students. So what is delta T2? The difference of both these. So this will be 115 degrees Celsius, my dear students. So we know delta T2, delta T1. Can we calculate the LMTD now? Yes. This is simple, sir. So delta T main will be given by 115 minus 130 divided by ln of 115 divided by 130, and the value of this will be equal to, let us see. So value of this will be equal to how much? Let us see. This is 115 divided by 130, and ln of this divided by this. This is 122.224, my dear students. That is coming to be 122.224 degree Celsius. So now we know the delta Tm, that is LMTD. And U we know, Q we know, LMTD we know. Can we calculate the area now? Yes, it is very simple now. Let us calculate what is the total heat transfer, my dear students. That is 627 kilowatt. 627 kilowatt 10 to the power 3 is equal to U naught is how much? 2000 into A naught we have to calculate. Multiply by LMTD is given to be 122.224. So can we calculate A naught from here? Yes. These three will go like this. So 627 divided by 2 into this this will be 2.564 meter square, my dear students. So we have calculated the area now. So can we calculate the length of the heat exchanger? Can we calculate the length of the heat exchanger? Like this, he have given maybe length of the tube. So this is the length of the tube, and diameter he have already given, that is outside diameter he have given. So length of the tube he is asking about. Let us calculate. So what will be the total area he have given? That is your nothing but the total area, my dear students. Total area. So we can say the total area will be equal to number of tubes into the small area. That is area of the tube. Area of the tube. One tube we can say. Yes or no? So what is A naught, my dear students, for this? For one tube, the A naught will be given by equal to pi d naught into L. Pi d naught into L. So this will become how much? So A naught is equal to N into pi d naught into L, my dear students. So this is nothing but number of tubes they have given 20. Diameter he have given how much? 0.025 millimeter. 25 millimeter means this much meter. L we have to calculate, and area we know, that is how much? 2.564, my dear students. Can we calculate the length of the tube, my dear students? Yes, 2.564 divided by 20 into 0.025. So length of the heat exchanger will be, so number of tubes he has given, D naught we have taken, we have not taken pi. So there can be small mistakes like this, pi into L. Okay, now let us calculate it again. 20 into shift of pi multiplied by 0.025, okay, and 2.564 divided by this. So length of the tube is coming to be how much? 1.631. So L is coming to be 1.631 meter. Okay. Now hope this question is clear. Thank you so much, my dear students.